Okay, let's get started with today's session. That's basically let's break up with a career break. Yesterday we had our first part of it, and today we go over a little bit a recap of yesterday's session, and then we'll go for today's leftover agenda. So yes, definitely yesterday we discussed about what recruiters can do to survive while they're laid off, or how to effectively search for a job in this tough job market, or how to identify a recruiter or a HM of a job which is posted, and how to personalize our reach basically when we identify that particular recruiter or a HM. So till here we did cover yesterday. So generally, when I say that, how do we effectively search for a job in this tough job market? So first, what we did that is we segregated 4 different types of job portals. Basically, when we are actively looking out for a job, generally what happens, we might be very active on a LinkedIn, Naukri, and a Monster, which are kind of a most popular job portals. However, there are some other job portals which we call them as a scaling job portals, or unpopular job portals, or a startup job portals. So under scaling job portals for India, we have InstaHyre, CutShort, Hirist, which was earlier IMjobs, and then Glassdoor, MyNoticePeriod.com. Unpopular job portals, we have Indeed, Shine Jobs, Times Jobs, and then startup job portals, Hirect, Angelist, Angel.co, Back to Work, Apna.co, JobsforHer. So as I mentioned, like in our yesterday session, most of the times we spend time only in LinkedIn, Naukri, or Monster, which or any most popular job portals, thinking that we would get a call by using only these sources. Okay, but yesterday when we were discussing, we identified that if there are a set of startup agencies, if there are a set of startup recruiters, if there are a set of startup freelancers, or if there are a set of small scale freelancers or small scale agency to mid scale freelancer and a mid scale agency, will they really have that much of budget to invest in LinkedIn, Naukri, or Monster? So answer may be most of the time no, and very fewer times yes. So in that case, what they do, they just go for a scaling job portals, which might be giving them some of the offers to use, some free usage, a free job post, or free resume database for some extent, such as like InstaHyre, CutShort, Hirist, Glassdoor, MyNoticePeriod, or unpopular job portals like Indeed, Shine Jobs, Times Jobs, or startup job portals like Hirect, Angelist, Angel.co, Back to Work, Apna.co, JobsforHer. So they might not be very expensive for a recruiter. From one end, the recruiter who is searching for a candidate on this particular portal, they might be little lighter on their budget. So that's the kind of a reason where this mid-size or small scale recruiter would go ahead and take the subscription to that. And as I mentioned, like we never know, once we get activated on all these portals, on all the various job types, various job portals, we never know from where we get the call, because there's a huge market out over there, or huge recruiters or huge freelancers or huge agencies which are a small scale to the mid scale level over there, and we don't know which portals they are in fact using it. So it's always better to be active. Once we're actively looking out for a job, it's not just in LinkedIn we are mentioning that I'm actively looking out for a job, or it's not just we're going to Naukri and we are refreshing our profile every day, so that if the recruiter is searching for our profile, and they would put a filter who has updated in last 1 week or last 3 days or just 24 hours, that our resume is coming up, or same activity what we're doing in Monster. Not just limiting to those activities on LinkedIn, Naukri, or Monster, rather we are also exploring some other job portals. And who knows, while exploring, so once we get the job, we might know like which portal is actually giving us a talent for a technical talent. Something like InstaHyre is giving me a talent for a technical talent. Hirist is giving me a talent for the non-technical talent. CutShort is giving me basically a mix of it based on the salary ranges. So we never know unless we don't use it. So once we use it tomorrow, once we are there on the job, we definitely know which portal to use. And honestly speaking, a couple of times when I was looking out actively for a job, I did update it everywhere where I could. And I did get a call from a recruiters saying that I saw your resume on Shine Jobs, I saw your resume on Indeed, or I saw your resume on Times Job, and that's how I'm calling you. and we never know from where we get the call, from which source that resume is being picked up, and might get a call. And another thing, like when I talk about the most popular job portal, sometimes recruiter faces, let's say a recruiter has a big size client or there's a big size company. Definitely there is a possibility of a duplication where the same profile is been sourced by some other recruiter. So in that case also, when we go on a non-popular job portals, we might not face that challenge of a duplication, or similarly, it would be a less. Though some people called out that the quality of a profile, what we get in non-popular job portals, something like on a scaling job portals or unpopular job portals or startup job portals, the quality is not that great. I do agree the quality is not that great, but at the same time, it's not that worst. If I get 100 applicants, definitely not 100 profiles are going to be great, but at least 15, 20 profiles are going to be great. Agree, disagree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, as I mentioned, like if there is a startup recruiter or if there is someone who just wanted to have their agency, would they go directly and invest in Naukri or Monster or LinkedIn without having greater revenue generation? Or say any popular job portals, which are kind of expensive. So we need to think in that point of view also. If I'm a recruiter, if I'm a freelance recruiter, or if I'm a startup agency, which portals I'm going to invest? Definitely, first I would see a portals which are low on a budget, and that's how I'll go step-by-step strategy. So think in that terms also. So that's one thing. First, what we did is like we segregated at 4 different job portals. Here, if you see, like most popular job portals, scaling job portals, unpopular job portal, and startup job portals. And we realized that there's a set of people, a huge set of people. We never know which source are they using to source the profiles. So that's the reason we should not leave or we should not give a chance. And that's where we just go ahead and update our profile everywhere, wherever we can. The first strategy. Second strategy, definitely creating a search alerts. Let's say creating a search alerts on all the various portals. Which has a search alert function. So how many times did we actually created a search alert? So here is a job alert. Okay. So how many times did we create it? Any idea? Yes, no. So here in LinkedIn Recruiter, we have it here. But otherwise, this search alerts, we pretty much have it on Naukri, Monster, or most of the job portals. So have we created the search alerts? Ashish, Jyosna, Kalpana, Kanika, Kirtana.
No, Shiv.
No.
Yesterday I was not there, so I don't know much.
No, just in case, in past, when you're searching for a job, have we created a search alert for that particular job? See,
No,
Yes,
Shiv.
I have did.
when we are recruiting for a niche skills, and if we know that this skill is really niche, definitely we are going ahead and creating a search alert so that if some candidate to matches to that search, we get the immediately a notification and that alert email. And when we are actively looking out for a job, have we created those search alerts?
No, Shiv. From my side, no.
Okay, so not just on a LinkedIn, but search alert functionality is pretty much on every website, on job portals, Naukri or a Monster or whichever you see. Have we created those search alerts? Most of the times, we just update the profile and leave it. Yes, no? Creating a search alert. Keep refreshing. Keep refreshing.
No, we haven't created a search alert.
Keep refreshing our profile on job portal. So whenever search. With the past updated number of days. Keep refreshing our profile on job portal. So whenever recruiters search for a resumes with past updated date, with past updated number of days. So whenever recruiter updates our resume is have we done this? Have we kept refreshing our profile on job portals? So whenever recruiter searches for a resume with the past updated dates, with number of days, then our resume is popping up on top. Generally, when we
Yes,
search in a Naukri,
yes, update is done. Yes, definitely. We do this.
we do refresh, right? But
Yes,
sometimes
yes,
we
yes.
miss it. We think that okay, fine, I've updated, and as we are mentioning that we are actively searching for a job on all the job portals, and at the same time refreshing a profile every day or at least once in every 2 or 3 days always helps. So that's one thing. Creating search alerts. Creating search alerts has actually an amazing magic. Trust me. Whenever I was searching for a job, forget about searching for a job. When I was actually, in fact, 1.5 2 years ago, when I was actually trying to search for a house to buy, that time search alerts actually helped me because I had a limited budget, and in that particular area, somewhere which is close to the white field, within so and so kilometers, and not just for a job. Rather, what I'm saying, search alerts has helped me in buying my house in real life itself. Because as soon as there's some uh, whatever the search alert you're creating, maybe it could be for a job or anything. What happens is, as soon as that kind of a relevance job comes in, which is matching your search alert, immediately you get the notification. Once we get the notification, immediately we go and apply for it, so that our resume, our application stands at least in a top 10 profiles or first 10 profiles which are coming in. So now let's say once the job is posted and it's already a week of time and where already hundreds of applicants has already applied, and then we are seeing and we're trying to apply. Will that work? Or as soon as we get the notification, immediately I'm going and applying, and I'm trying to see that my application is among the top or among the first 10 applicants, which would work. First option, which is I'm applying after 100 applications, and second option, I'm applying as immediately it got opened.
Second one would be this one.
Right? So that's where. And then that's about the application. That's about the creating the search alerts, and that's about the refreshing our profile. And that's the reason, like, creating a search alerts is also really important. And now using a CSCs. So this CSC has been created by one of my mentor, Raj Paul. Here it is. Okay, he's the one who created a CSE for this. This is one of the blog posts from him. An interesting DI method to search for a job online. So the strategy over here is like what they did is they have actually identified number of ATS, that is application tracking system. sometimes the rec is open and posted on the ATS, but it's not posted yet on a LinkedIn, Naukri, or a Monster. Maybe internal recruiters are just creating a rec and waiting for posting. So rather than so in this scenario, what happens, what we're trying to do is like, we are actually just trying to search for a job. So what they have done first, they have identified the list of ATS platforms like RecruiterBox, Lever, JobWide, Greenhouse, Jazzsr, Breezy, Workable, Google App, Darwinbox, Fresh Teams, and all. And they identified the URL patterns of those particular jobs, so that using this URL pattern, we can actually X-ray for the jobs. But they have added all the URL patterns in the custom CSC. Custom CSC in future will cover, but just to give overview of this, what exactly they did. And then they created one custom search engine. So what happens here, as soon as recruiter Bangalore. So initially we'll have a couple of ads, and then once we say sort by date, so now it's scanning all those application tracking systems and trying to give us a list of jobs which has been posted on those application tracking systems. Like if you say this one, Goldcast, just 2 days ago it has been posted, or Atlassian, just 4 days ago it has been posted. Again, 5 days ago it has been posted. 6 days ago it has been posted. So here what we're saying is like, we are actually directly, as soon as the job is created on the ATS, even before it gets published to the external sites, what we're trying to do, we're trying to search here. Hey, now this job has been created. Let me just directly go and apply. We're just searching here recruiter space Bangalore, and we got all those particular jobs. It's scanning all those ATS and giving us an opportunity to apply. That's one thing. Other thing, what we can do, we can actually create a X-ray searches where we have a link for this ones. They have given a link, let's say site recruiterbox. Okay, site recruiterbox.com/jobs recruiter Bangalore. So from recruiter jobs, we get all the various jobs as soon as they got posted. So we just take this, copy the string, and then go to Google search alerts. Here it is, google.com/alerts. And then we just give this show options, and we say at most once a day or as it happens, so that once I create this search alert, as soon as there's a job posted in this particular RecruiterBox website, I get the notification, I get the email. You know what? There's a result which is matching your search alert. So here it is. So generally, I use this search alerts just to track Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, which stocks they're buying it, so that I can just go and buy it. So now Rakesh Jhunjhunwala is no more. His wife is taking care of it. So I would create the search alerts for his wife as well. So Paytm Share News or Bangalore around India 3 site LinkedIn. So some of the niche skill, I believe. So it was for a contact center when I was working for Tweety earlier. So it was a lengthy search. In fact, I was looking for directors and VPs in product management, and who were managing a team of at least 10 to 100 product managers. So create an X-ray search. X-ray searches, we have not gone yet till there, but yes, soon in next session we'll be going in current batch about the X-ray searches, in-depth X-ray searches, though we have covered in URL and site, but yeah, future sessions are going to be further more interesting. But coming back to our job search, so what we're trying to do is like, we're just trying to identify all those ATS platforms. So anyways, here you have 10 ATS platform, which has already been identified by one of my mentor. I'll just ping the link over here. And this is a link for CSC. What we're doing is that we're trying to we're trying to create a X-ray search to identify jobs on that particular site, something like that. This is from the RecruiterBox, and then we're creating a Google search alert, so that as soon as the job is posted, as soon as it is matching our search option, immediately we're getting an email notification. And then immediately, before even it get posted to the external site, as soon as they create on their ATS, we get the notification and immediately we apply. And that's where, or that is how we stay on the first 10 applicants, so that it gets scanned or it gets screened by the recruiter. So that's one thing. And apart from that, what we discussed yesterday is like mapping the whole team. Mapping the whole recruitment team. Okay, when I say mapping the whole recruitment team, that's basically identifying so mapping the whole recruitment team. That means identifying who is the recruiter. Under this mapping the whole recruitment team, we have a couple of activities. One is like identifying who is the recruiter, sourcer, or HM for the posted job. Second would be, when I say mapping the whole team, again, identifying various teams in recruitment team. Various team or functions. Example, trying to understand how the recruitment team is structured. Structured in terms of so when we say identifying various teams or functions in recruitment team. For example, trying to understand how recruitment team in that particular org is structured in terms of if they have a client recruiter and a business team separately, and a sourcing team separately, and a scheduling team separately. Once we identify, okay, let's say, how do we identify? We just go on a LinkedIn and we put a company name. And once I put a company name, I would use all the relevant keywords like recruiter or sourcing or hiring manager, recruiter or sourcing or recruitment manager or sourcing manager, all those relevant keywords, so that we get the list of whole team. Something like, let's say, if we just go here and let's say recruiter or sourcing or scheduling. Once we click on it, we click on people. And once we click on people, we say current company. Let's take my previous video. And let's say location, I'm trying to apply for a jobs in a Bangalore. So I just go and say location, India or Bangalore. Okay. So once we do that, then we get to see the whole team. Okay, senior sourcing analyst, definitely there would be a sourcing side. Employee experience, definitely there would be a HRBP side. Talent researcher, again on a sourcing side. APJ hiring event lead, that could be, let's see, Expedia, they are X, not really sure. Okay, current recruitment coordinator. So this would be on a scheduling side. This profile, we're hiring, okay, hiring, meeting scheduling, logistic. Again, that is on a scheduling side. Okay, personalized TAM manager, talent acquisition manager. That may be on a front end side. Talent acquisition partner, that is again on a front end side at the client recruiting side. Now, what we're trying to do is like we're just trying to segregate a list of sources and then the list of talent acquisition partner. Talent acquisition partner who would be doing a front ending with the business, and talent sourcer who would be sourcing the profiles, who would be talent researcher or talent sourcers who would be more focused on identifying the right profiles, something like this, talent sourcer. And then there's a scheduling team also, something like APJ hiring event lead. They're mentioning about meeting scheduling, all those particular stuff. Or there was one other profile which directly called it as sourcing category. Okay, something like recruiting coordinator. So now we know, okay, so these are the set of people who are the recruiting coordinators. These are the set of people who are the sourcing, who are basically from sourcing team. And these are the people who are basically from the talent acquisition, who are into the driving the business, or who are basically a client recruiter or a business recruiter who are basically doing a front ending. Now we are trying to understand what role we are interested in. Am I interested in sourcing role? Am I interested in coordination role? Or am I interested in front ending role? So by doing this, by doing this mapping, what we're trying to do is like we're just trying to understand how their recruitment team is functioning. Do they have a 3 different team to do a one job, or is it a full stack recruiter team? So just change the company and try to see if they have one recruiter doing everything. Now let's say if you wanted to go for a full stack, then try to identify those kind of a job openings, and as soon as you get it, put that in a LinkedIn, that particular company name and that particular job opening title, and then you would know who all the people are basically a talent acquisition recruiter in that particular company. And then if they posted a job, most of the times we could see who has posted a job. Just in case if we don't see that, then definitely we can see who are the managers. Now let's say if we just keep here as a additional as a manager. Let's say I just go here and title manager. So category manager, technical account manager, manager talent acquisition, manager talent acquisition, and then talent research manager. So this must be a sourcing manager, they must be a talent acquisition manager, and here are a talent acquisition manager. So I can definitely reach out to all the 3 people, asking them if they can refer me that I saw this particular job ID. Like yesterday, I've shown a couple of examples. And we're actually matching those particular words, whatever they are looking in the JD. We're reading a JD in detail. Okay, so let's say here it is. So I happened to see Rick Sherlock's post on a LinkedIn. So Rick has posted some post on a LinkedIn. While I was searching for a job, I came across this post, and I saw that, analyzed that Anna is basically Rick's manager, and they have liked the post. And what they have posted in the post is like they're basically hiring for UK, Germany, Poland, Romania, Ireland, Czech Republic, South Africa, or Israel, and they're building a dream team. So I just connected the dots from that particular post of a LinkedIn, and I reached out to Anna with a detailed description, what made me to reach out and to see a bit about me. And after doing all this, I've curated email and I've shooted her up, and also realized at what time zone she might be, and based on that, I've sent her. And after that, after this email, I did not get the reply, which I sent it on 4th March. Then again, during the evening time, around 6 to 8 hours after that, I've done one particular follow-up. just wanted to check if they happen to see my email below, and then that's where I just got the immediate response. So this is one of the use case. Similarly, for one of the person in India, Mihir, now is okay, here it is. So one other manager in India. So I happened to read that particular job post on their career site, and this was a job ID. And then again, I've curated the email. I happened to see your LinkedIn profile and thought you might help me in referring to talent source of position at Microsoft Bangalore. They were a manager, in fact. And then I mentioned the rec ID, and they were the manager for this rec ID. Though I did not, though on post it wasn't there because it was posted on ATS. But when I've actually mapped the whole Microsoft team, the sourcing team, talent recruiter team, client recruiter team, and the scheduling team, I realized there were one or two managers, this person, and there was one more manager. And then I reached out to both the managers. And that's how I happened to have an interview with the Microsoft. Though I got rejected, but that's fine. I learned a few things from there also. But what I'm trying to express over here is basically, how do we actually reach out? How do we customize our messages while do we reach out? And if we see something catchy on their profile, how are we actually utilizing those catchy sentences on their profile and asking us to refer them? And that's how we basically curate our reach outs. So basically, identifying the various teams or functions in recruitment team. Example, trying to understand how recruitment team is structured in that particular org in terms of if they have a client recruiter or a business recruiter team separate from a sourcing team and a scheduling team, and who are the managers. So once you do that, once you put a company name and once you put some relevant title and relevant keywords, you would be able to map the whole team. Once we map the whole team, then we're trying to analyze who could be the right person. Now, let's say if someone is hiring for the technical roles. So let's say, this one person yesterday I've seen in yesterday's session. So what this person has mentioned, currently building and setting up to speed the CSS team at Atlassian. So something CSS related, which is into basically a front ending kind of a thing. Then what we're trying to do is like we're actually trying to reach out to them, saying them, asking them that, let's say if I'm from CSS background, then I'm reaching out to this particular recruiter, asking them, I happen to read your profile and I realized that you're currently building up a CSS team and just wanted to understand if you would be able to help me refer. So this one, and yesterday I saw a couple of profiles. This one. This one. So randomly, we are not reaching out to whomsoever we wish or which are the what we say. LinkedIn is suggesting us, okay, they are in your first connection. Just ask them to refer. First connection doesn't help us to refer. What help us to refer? Reading out the profile, the complete profile, trying to understand for which roles they're hiring. And if we see that they're hiring for roles which are similar to us, then we're actually curating our messages. And in that way, we are reaching out. And that's how we get the responses immediately. Even these two people, when I was actually searching for a job, I reached out to both of these people and asked them if they could refer me. And both of them, in fact, referred me. And in-mail versus direct message. Which one do you feel which could work better? In-mail versus direct message on LinkedIn. Though they are not in our first degree connect, what we're trying to do
Direct
is
message.
Why?
For me, it works.
Yeah, for me also it works. But why it works? Why do you feel it works?
Because when we send this email message, now sometime it in now if you open this messaging, it goes to I think just open it, this messaging.
Absolutely.
This
See, the
window.
technicality of in-mail is most of the times recruiter create a rule in Outlook where whichever the messages are coming out from the LinkedIn, that messages go and sit in the LinkedIn folder. We also do that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Similarly, when we send an email, most probably it's going to sit in the LinkedIn folder, and I don't know when that recruiter is going to read. And in the LinkedIn folder, in that email, I don't have any action item. If I have to take any action, again, I have to come to my LinkedIn recruiter inbox, read one by one email, and take some actions from there. And which very less recruiter does that, in fact, practically, because it's become way lot of difficult to respond to so many hundreds of messages. But when it comes to a connect, when I send a connection request, it immediately sits over here, and recruiter is seeing, okay, fine, they have sent the connection request, and there's a custom message over there. I read the message. Now let's say I've accepted, means recruiter is giving me an opportunity to discuss further. And let's say if the recruiter has viewed my profile, see, as soon as someone sends the connect, it's general mentality where we go, read the message, if there is some message, and view the profile. And once I go to my profile and saw that the person has viewed my profile but did not accept the connection, that means they have enough candidates in pipe and they don't want to consider my profile. But when I see that person has accepted my connection and also viewed my profile, that means at least they're allowing me indication that they wanted to discuss. And then I would say them, hey, hi, thanks for accepting the invite. Just wanted to understand if this role is still open. If it is still open, can you please help me to refer if it is not too much for you? And at the same time, I can see their email ID. Was there in my first degree connection? I can see their email ID, official email ID, or whichever it is, and I can still send a personalized curated email to them, asking them to refer. And that's absolutely works, in fact. All right. So yeah, that few things we have covered yesterday. Connecting with the with the job poster or with the first identifying the right. So here what we say, okay, identifying various teams or functions in a recruitment team. Example, trying to understand how recruitment team is structured in terms of if they have a client recruiter, business recruiter team separate from the sourcing team and the scheduling team, and who are the managers. And then third point comes once we identify yeah, please, someone has some question. With personalized note. They're open to discuss. All right, so that's more of reaching out and reaching out. Friends, we are also taking a use of what we say sales QL. As soon as we give a company name and relevant keywords like talent acquisitions, talent researcher, source, or kind of a related keywords. As soon as we get the leads, we are going to the sales QL and we're trying to see in case we can get their email IDs. As soon as we get their email IDs, we're also trying to send the email to them. Though it could be a official email ID or a personal email ID. Most probably, we would send them an official email ID because we are asking them for the jobs. Okay, and that's how we are doing it. That's how we are basically effectively um, um, looking out for a job. This few things what we have covered, and anything that I missed in yesterday's session. Yeah, I think that's it from yesterday, where we have segregated various job portals. Then we have discussed some of the strategies of creating search alerts, creating X-ray searches, creating CSVs, and then saving search alerts so that we get immediately a notification. Okay, we have a question from Shri saying that they're looking out for a job change and want to apply for a specific companies. And how do they understand the hierarchy to know if they're applying for the right job? So yeah, as I mentioned, like just go to LinkedIn, put the company name, and once you put a company name, put a relevant titles. Then you see a list of people. Just now we did that activity. Once you see the list of people, just map them. How the team is structured. Are they doing a full stack recruitment? Are they doing a whole recruitment with the use of three different teams? Most of the companies are doing that. If they have a separate sourcing team, if they have a separate client recruiter team, and if they have a separate scheduling team. And if you're applying for a sourcing or client recruiting related jobs, then try to see which is the team and who are the people who are basically from the sourcing or a client recruiting or whichever the thing what you're looking out for. Once you identify those people, try to connect with them on a LinkedIn with a personalized note, or by using a sales QL, just take their email IDs and try to send a personalized email to them. You can simply just put a company name and relevant keywords. You will be able to map the whole team. That's pretty easy, in fact. It's just that little time taking, but you can definitely do that. Does that answer your question, Sri? As title vary from company to company. I do agree, titles vary from company to company. So that's the reason I'm saying don't go with the title, just go with the keywords. Something like
Sure.
recruiter or sourcing or scheduling. These keywords should help you. And additionally, manager, if you want to look, then go for a title and put a manager over there. That should be sufficient.
Okay, sure.
Otherwise, we just put recruiter, sourcing, or scheduling, and we got all the people from recruitment, sourcing, and scheduling. So title, we are not using anything. We're just putting as a keyword recruiter or sourcing or scheduling. So we get all the list of people. And from this 43, I'm not segregating one by one. I'm going through their profile, just trying to analyze in which thing they are. And then I'm trying to map the whole thing. And then whatever the job they have posted, I'm trying to take that particular title and trying to see with a similar title, a list of these people, and trying to understand what are they aligned up to, what are their roles and responsibility. And then accordingly, I'm reaching out to them.
Okay, so can I add experience range as well here so that I reach out to someone senior?
No need to add.
Okay.
Just add simple keywords is more than enough so that you scan all the profiles.
Okay, sure.
Okay, yeah. And then we are reaching out with the curated emails or curated messages and all everything. Okay, and then once we identify the right team or people in the org, including HM, reaching out to relevant people with customized messages. And then creating the search alerts, search engines, and save searches, Google save searches. And we are exploring all the various job portals. Understand, when we are identifying a candidate for a niche skills, we're going everywhere. And when we are jobless and when I wanted to get back to job, then I should be doing everything that we can. Agree? Disagree?
Yes.
Okay, generally what we do is we only focus on these three things most of the times, but rest others we ignore or we did not even thought about it. But when we are hiring, we are going everywhere. But when we are looking out for a job, then why are we not going everywhere? And technicalities of it, the budget, some people have a higher budgets in hand to spend, but at the same time, there's a duplication. And the rest of the people who do not have a budget, they definitely go for low budgeted portals. And we never know if they have a great clients. Yeah. Now coming back to today's session, that's from the yesterday's part, everything, and coming back to today's thing, how do we leverage our network for a job search? How do we leverage? And the most important, yesterday I called out saying that now after doing all this, do you still feel that we won't be able to break the break? Yes, no.
Can you repeat what you said, Steve?
After doing all this, do you think that we won't be able to break the break?
No, we can. We will definitely.
We can definitely break the break, right? That's really important. The reason because if this breaks continues for a longer duration, then tomorrow when we go for an interview, it becomes really difficult for us to justify the break. And when they ask us, what were you doing for past 6 months? What were you doing for past 1 year? It becomes really difficult. And what are we trying to say them? The market was really tough. There was hiring freeze, and that's the reason I did not get it. Or we are trying our best to break the break as soon as possible. We are looking at some of the alternate options to survive, and then we are telling in the interview tomorrow that yeah, definitely I had a break of 6 months to 1 year, though I was trying for a job, but at the same time, as the market was tough, then I just thought of picking up on something, and these are the few things I've delivered. Would that be a right approach? Rather than saying I was looking out, but I did not get it because market was tough, I'm saying that, yes, I did something. This is what I've done it, which would leave a right impression.
Yes, we could say like we were preparing for our more advanced tools, and simultaneously I was on a break
upscaling my
for
sourcing
2-3
skills.
days.
I was upscaling my networking skills. I was upscaling my communication skills or whatever.
Yes, and simultaneously, like if the gap is too long, so we can say I was initially I was on gap, but I was on leave for some family reason or some whatever the
No
reason.
need to say leave and all. I'll tell you what's the next. That's where we say preparing for the worst. Are there any alternative for full-time or a contract job? Is worse, what are they? So while we're doing this, all this, we are keeping our best efforts to get back to work, to break the break. But just in case if things are not really moving, let's not wait for a longer duration. Let's immediately prepare for the worst and try to see if there are any alternate options to full-time or a contract job. And if yes, what are they? That we'll discuss today. But before that, how do we leverage our network for job search? Any suggestions? So types of network. Yeah, please.
No, so far everything is good. Whatever you said, like we were we have to say we were upgrading our skills, and whatever the job we get contractual or full time, we should grab that, and we'll have to start our.
See, when we don't have
hunting.
anything, let's not be choosy about things.
Yes.
What I'm trying to say is that when I don't have a job, I shouldn't be choosy about things. Whatever comes, I'll take it immediately.
Yes, I got it. But same, Shiv, if you don't mind, can I say something on this?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what I have observed, see, as we are the recruiter are the soft target for every time. Like, you know, right now, if you see the layoffs happening in everywhere, first and foremost target as salespeople and this talent acquisition people. Okay. And secondly, we have a too much pressure. We have a too much tension, number of calls we have to make, submissions, and out of all things, budget problem, candidate back out. So we have tremendous, you know, pressure and handle and target and completion and everything. Despite of having all these things, like people, not only people in company, like they are taking as a granted for recruitment, and they are not giving much salaries. Despite we, you know, like if you've been also the recruiter, how much calls we do in a day to, you know, get a submission proper. Sometimes we were hard to get one submissions as well, right? And we have a target every day you have to submit.
For how long
Then
you've
what
been in
is this?
recruitment?
It's been close to 5 years, 4.5 years.
Keep going, keep scaling up, I would say, and Definitely, as you mentioned, we have so much of pressure, this thing, that thing. I would say scale up yourself in such a way that you are actually enjoying all those.
Acha.
Try to come up with some of the automation options which are actually reducing on your task. Then you won't feel all those. All the things what you're telling now, you'll have an answer for all those, including salaries.
Including salaries.
Including salaries. But you'll have to scale up in such a way.
Because I have also seen, like I have seen in recruitment, Naukri portal and all, the kind of people have experience and the salary they have. It's like, sometimes feel very pity for, we recruitment team. I feel very pity, but I really don't know, like whom.
See, everyone starts where we have started or where where the beginning was, but eventually, if you're really passionate, you will not be discussing this.
Acha.
Eventually, it will turn there, but that passion has to come within. Eventually, you learn and you love everything, but that love has to come within.
Cool.
And how will it come? By solving the problem. If you're saying that a candidate back out, I to face the candidate back out problem, then what did he do about it? So that's a problem. That's a problem statement, and you got an opportunity to solve that. There are people who did not even get the opportunity to solve that. But at least you got the opportunity to solve that. That candidates are backing out. What are you doing to solve that? How are you solving it? And tomorrow, how are you sharing your success stories? And tomorrow, when you go for an interview, and if there is a question, tell me about a situation that you love solving something, or tell me about a situation that you exceeded the expectations, or tell me about a situation where you have done something extraordinary, and why do you feel it is something extraordinary? And you're answering something like, yeah, I was in basically a situation where if I roll out 10 offers, almost 8 candidates used to decline. And it was the same use case across the org. Then I tried realizing what's basically going wrong, why candidates are declining. I'm trying to understand why candidates are declining. So let me give you an example. What do I follow? When I do a recruiter phone screen in depth, I try to understand if candidate can crack my bar, candidate can crack my competitor's bar? If the answer is yes, do I have enough budget to compete with my competitor? If the answer is no, I'll ask candidate, fine, I understand. But why is that you're looking out for a job at our company? Or are you actually looking out for a job? If they say, I'm actually looking out for a job, then definitely they're interviewing with multiple companies. I let them go. How much ever the grade they are, I let them go. Because I know eventually, if I don't have a budget to compete with my competitor, I'm wasting my whole team's time, whole interviewer's time. Rather, I'll say, okay, fine. I think you will definitely crack the job at those companies. But at the same time, just complete all the interviews and come back to me. What's the best offer you have? And I'll try to see if we can offer you if we can compete with that. Then I'll take the process forward. Then they'll say, I can understand you, but I wanted to start my process at the earliest. But I would say I wanted to give you the best ranges. So that's the reason I just wanted to understand what best you can get. And if I want to see if I can beat that best, then I'll start the process. But just in case, if I'm in a situation where I can't beat your best, then it's a way lot of time waste for you as well for the whole team. I'll explain them. Then they would understand. Then they would go out in the market. What is the offer they get? If they wanted to come back, they'll come back and say, this is the best what I'm having. I'll see if I have a best of the best. If yes, I'll process. Otherwise, I'll say, okay, fine. Let's disconnect the loop over here. I did not wasted their time and our interview's time. Now, second scenario. Once realizing a set of people who are actually cracking our company bar and competitors bar, and that's where the ratio of offer decline is high. But rather, I would decrease my screening bar. Rather, I will take a people from tier 2 companies or tier 2 colleges or mix of tier 1 plus tier 2. a mid-level size of a or mid-tier 2 candidates where my competitors are rejecting, or where my competitors are not doing thorough resume review, or where my competitors are not doing in-depth recruiter phone screen, or where my competitors are ignoring. Those profiles I'll pick up and I'll work on a preparation for them. I'll come up with the entire preparation material, and on every interview, after every interview, in coding interviews, what has to be focused? First of all, once I come up with the whole preparation material, I'll send them, just prepare on all this particular stuff. Let's say if it is for the coding, algorithms, data structures, and problem solving. If it is for system design, high level design, low level design, high level on a complete architecture side, low level on an API side, the whole documents, and then I'll send them. I'll give them at least 3 to 4 weeks of time to prepare. And once they are prepared, again, before and after every interview, I would be keep on giving them a feedback. Before the interview, I just tell what to expect during the interview and how to go about it, how to follow the STAR process and how to go about it. And then once the interview is done, go back to the candidate, ask them how it was, and take a look at the feedback and see if there are any improvements that they can do in a further interviews. And I'll give an input to the candidate. Yeah, everything went well, but there's a few areas which are area of concern. Then try to focus these areas of concern in next interview, and how next interview is going to look like. Again, I'll prep them. So on before and after every interview, we're preparing. And again, before even a 3 to 4 weeks of time, we are doing a thorough interest check. We are doing a thorough understanding where the candidate stands currently, and based on that, we are preparing them on step by step. And that's where the offer to decline ratio has come down to maybe a 90%. In my previous org, it was 99%. So that's our core study basically. So that's one example I gave you. So like that in recruitment, we might come up with a multiple problem statement, but what are we doing to solve that multiple problem statement? Are we solving that? Are we taking that initiative to solve that problem statement? If the answer is yes, then you're loving your job. And once you start loving it, then eventually you'll go somewhere where you start loving everything about recruitment, and you would not have these questions. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
That's just an example I just gave you, but that's real also.
But okay, it's okay. But there are very
many
ifs and
things.
buts. There are lots of ifs and buts for every situation, companies, and
Lots
every
of ifs
budget.
and buts. How do we overcome those ifs and buts is what I'm trying to explain you.
I understood. Yeah.
We'll have to figure out a way to overcome those ifs and buts. See, recruitment is we are working with humans, and which are completely unpredictable. But what are we doing it? That's what I'm just trying to help you understand, master it. Rather than keeping it as a problem, take it as a challenge. This is the problem statement. How do we solve it? Okay.
Yes, I got it. Yes, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, whichever the situation, just try to solve it. And then how to leverage our network for a job search. So just to understand how do we leverage our network for a job search, first we need to understand types of network. Can you please name a few?
Types
Everyone, please.
Networks in terms of like I didn't get you.
Anywhere, networking, something like LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, then our WhatsApp
That is
community that we
social
network.
Social networking, which is basically
references.
Let's segregate in two different types. First one is online, and second one is offline.
References.
So in online, we have social platforms. And offline, Generally,
different gathering meets and other
meetups,
networking meetups, gatherings,
we call it as meetups,
seminars. Okay,
meetups,
yeah.
events, seminars, forums,
Through friends,
friends, family,
ex-managers, or some
ex-managers or ex-teammates.
teammates. Yes.
Okay, so online social media platform, let's say LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, or WhatsApp as well. Social media platform and WhatsApp best. WhatsApp groups, Alumni network, or anything. So once we identify these online and offline networks, we're trying to again identify a right set of people in this network. Sometimes the people we might see these people. So what we're trying to do is like during those times, we're just trying to attend some of the meetups, some of the events, some of the seminars, some of the forums. We're talking to various friends, families, ex-teammates, what's going on, how is it going, everything. Though it could be online or offline, the approach remains same. What we're trying to do is like when we're trying to network with them, we're trying to understand uh, if there is an opportunity. So you're not saying that, hey, you know what, I've been laid off, so just wanted to understand if you can help. No, we're not saying that. Rather, what we're trying to see, how is the org doing? Are you guys still hiring? If yes, what kind of roles are you hiring? So just trying to understand from there and first, or vice versa. I'm also trying to express what are my qualities, what are basically we are good at. I'm good at sourcing, I'm good at recruitment, I'm good at client recruiting, various qualities. First of all, we are aware of what we are. And once we know what we are aware of, that's what we're actually calling it out in the various meetups. In meetups, like generally we attend meetups, but do we do a contribution in the meetups? We attend seminars, but do we contribute something in a seminar? So we attend forums, but do we contribute? Most of the times we keep calm, because when we are not on a work, then it might keep us kind of a low on a confidence or under pressure, and that's the reason we might not be able to speak up. But I would say that is the time basically where we have to build the confidence and we have to start speaking up. And let's say if there is a problem statement getting discussed in particular social media platform or in particular meetup, and you are someone who is coming up with the out of the box idea and trying to give some of the suggestions. So what it's doing is like basically you're trying to showcase a skill set in a group of people. And when you try to showcase a skill set in a group of people continuously, people will start reaching out to you. And when you start after that, reaching out to them, hey, can you, I saw this particular role in your organization, and I believe like we're a member of same WhatsApp group, or we have attended this particular meetup, or we have attended this particular seminar. Even I was there, if you remember. Those were the things I was also discussing. They will say, oh yeah, I do remember. Oh yeah, I I know you continuously try to give solutions to the various problems in the various group. Tell me, how can I help you? And with that context, we're reaching out to them and saying that, hey, I saw you this particular role in your company. Will you be kind, or can you please help me to apply for this particular role? Or I just wanted your referral so that you can refer me over there. So which approach sounds good? Where you're expressing your skill set first, you're being vocal, and you're actually trying to solve some problems in those particular forums. And once people are aware of you, then that's where you're trying to reach out. And you're not randomly reaching out. If they don't have anything, they don't have anything. First, you're trying to do basically what we are trying to do is like, first, we're trying to identify if there is a role open. So we're not targeting a person. What we're targeting is like basically from the various sites, we're trying to understand, okay, fine, I saw this particular talent source a role in X and Y company. And once I get the role, I try to see in my personal online or offline network if there is someone who is working in this particular company. If they have attended, then we'll try to track back the source. How are we connected to them? How do we know each other? Have we ever spoken or have you ever observed each other? If yes, then we'll curate the message in such a way that it's giving them a trigger that what we are. And then that's where we're just going and trying to ask them, hey, I saw this particular role in your, can you please help me? Instead of randomly reaching out, randomly everywhere publishing. So you tell me which type of networking option works better. One way where we're expressing, first, we are trying to showcase our skill, and then we are trying to come up with a situation where we had connected, and that's where we are reaching out to the person only if when they have a required job ID open in their particular company and asking them to refer, rather than randomly pinging on LinkedIn or randomly pinging on WhatsApp or randomly calling.
First one, I believe, because we can show, we can understand what is the best quality we have and what is the need they have. We want to justify that whatever the need you have in your organization for particular role, we are the person as a good fit for that particular role.
Absolutely. So we are just doing all those homework, and with all the, now tomorrow, whenever I'm getting a further follow-up, and I'm ready with all the answers. So it's more of that approach. We are completely prepared. It's more of a prepared approach. It's more of curated and a prepared approach, rather than taking up a random shots and then getting into the frustration thinking that nobody's helping me. Why would anyone not help when you showcase your skills first and then reach with the curated messages?
Yes, this happens to me. Like I would say, just 4 or 5 months back, months before, when I was hunting for the opportunity, I was, that time like messaging to, I was connecting to the people who are just unknown to me, and to the particular, if the, let's say MasterCard is hiring for recruiter, so I was connecting with the recruiter. If any candidate is accepting my request, then I was just approaching, like, would you refer me for this particular role? But somehow people, like, they didn't refer me or they didn't reply to my email messages. So instead, I would suggest, I personally feel like if we are particularly already connected with them, and if we can ask them, that would be better compared to the randomly if we are connecting to anyone and if we are just asking for the referral.
Absolutely.
Because this happens to
Yeah, as that's the reason I'm saying being vocal as well, trying to be always communicative, always contribute to whichever the groups you are in, whichever the online or offline groups you are a part of. Always try to contribute, always have that visibility so that people are aware who we are. And once we get that who we are, then leveraging our network for a job search would become a little easier, comparable to completely people doesn't know who we are and randomly we are reaching out. So that's really important whenever we are on job, off job, but that networking should be there. Agree? Disagree?
agree. Yes.
Agree.
Okay. And then now coming back to the last topic of preparing for the worst. Preparing for the worst. Are there any alternatives to full-time job or a contract job? If yes, what are they? What are they?
I'm sorry, Shiv, could you come again? Can you please repeat the question?
So I asked, now coming to preparing for the worst, what are there any alternatives to full-time or contract jobs? If yes, what are they? So we have done all this. We have networked with all the various set of people. We have gone through all the various job portals. We have updated. We have created a search alerts. We are refreshing our profile every day on a job portals. We have created some of the CSEs, or we have leveraged this existing CSE created by Raj Paul, or we have created X-ray searches. After creating X-ray searches for our ATS jobs, we have created Google search alerts. We have done the mapping for the whole team. We are reaching out to each and every person with that curated message, with that modification, or with that customization of the messages. We're doing all this, but still, let's suppose it's been more than a month and things are not actually moving. That's where we call it is preparing for the worst? Are there any alternatives to full-time or contract jobs? If yes, what are they? So let's say we done all this, but still things are not moving. Do we stop? And wait for the right time to come? Or still go ahead and prepare for the worst? Yes, no?
I think if we feel that something is gonna be happening with me, like we could get sense like in a month or 2 months before or something. So we should always be prepared with this scenario, with the references and everything. Like if we feel, so instead of getting into the discomfort zone, we should be in an environment where we should be save ourselves.
Absolutely.
We
At
before
least
that.
something should be there.
Uh,
Then nothing. Something is better than nothing is what we say always, right? So let's say
yes,
after doing all
obviously.
this, anyways, we'll keep on doing all those things till the time we get a job. And we are learning on each and every stage. We are learning how online, offline networking is helping us or not helping us. Or if we are doing all those things, we would learn a lot of things throughout the whole process, which would help us in return in tomorrow's date. But in today's date, if things are still not moving, then I would say definitely we'll have to prepare for the worst. And what are the alternatives if the job market is not looking that great for this particular month or for this particular quarter? We would not be waiting for the market to get corrected. Rather, what we see that we would try to see what are the alternate options for a full-time or a contract, and if there is any thing that we can take it up. So in that case, what we're trying to do is like we're trying to identify uh, opportunities basically which are freelancing. At least in
Yes.
freelancing, I'm not sitting idle. I'm doing something. And while doing freelancing, we might end up in hiring some of the niche skills. And tomorrow when we go for an interview, if they ask me what were you doing for last 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, then we have answers for that. You know what, though the market was tough, but we did not still give up. Rather, I have taken up on a freelancing, and these are the roles we closed. These are the recs we worked, and we have all the proofs for that. Freelancing
Yes,
or
absolutely.
consulting. And who knows, you might start liking it. And you never wanted to get back to the full-time job because you're making an awesome amount in freelancing or consulting itself. And there are so many people I know who are actually happy with the consulting. And when I'm reaching out to them with a full-time opportunity, first of all, I've onboarded 1.5 to 2 years ago to them as a virtual sourcer at Amazon. And when they're doing good, when I'm reaching out to them and asking them, would you be interested to take up the full-time opportunity? They're like, Shiv, no, I'm not really interested. I'm happy where I am. I'm really making good amount. I don't want to take that pressure on my head. I'm doing in my free time and I'm doing it correctly and I'm making it almost what a full-time recruiter or more than that, what the person would make. Freelancing,
Yes.
consulting, or going for your passion. In COVID, we might have heard that people quit full-time jobs and they started vegetable shop, or they started organic farming, or they started a tea shop or whatever. And a lot of software engineers does that. And over a period of time, definitely they're happy. Maybe the initial step looks difficult, but if you're passionate about something, let's say I'm passionate about cooking. Not let's say, I'm passionate about cooking too, and that's always my backbone. If something happens, definitely I'll go and open a biryani shop or some hotel or something like that. Okay, there are people who are actually doing a Swiggy delivery too,
Yes.
till the time they get back. So a lot of things, going for a passion or doing whatever it takes to survive.
Yes. And among all this, on a lighter note, I would add, we should maintain our financial I would say financial well-being in a way, like, whenever, if though it will not gonna happen with anyone, but if it is so, at least we should have something in our hand, at least for 2 months cash, so that it should not affect to our mental health, not to us and not to family as well. So we have to financially awareness and financially how to save, where to invest and all these things. Even if we are early in the career, we should have to start all these things.
Absolutely, that backup has to be there. And apart from
And
that, yeah, please go
sorry
ahead.
to cut. Yeah, and I would suggest everyone, if they are earning good amount or anyone, at least you should take your personal health insurance. It would definitely help. Tomorrow, if your job is, if you lost your job, then that corporate insurance not gonna work for you. But at least you should have your own personal health insurance. If suppose something has happened, then at least you have that too. So personal health insurance, I would recommend everyone. So I have recently purchased. I was too late on this, but recently I have purchased. So I thought of giving this well-being to everyone, so that because hospitality, nowadays the kind of expenditure it got increased. So at least this kind of budget should not be, this kind of burden should not be there at the time, at this uncertainty situation at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And now when we say freelancing, consulting kind of a thing, where yes, definitely I feel that I can't go for a passion as of now, or I can't do whatever it takes to survive. I definitely have to do something into the recruitment itself. Then what are the proven? So what are the proven platform which could help me in recruitment or freelancing, help me in recruitment or freelancing or consulting line? Okay, which could called Wilson build salaries or profits immediately, or say in a period of 2 to 3 months. Okay, so let's say, as I mentioned, that preparing for the worst, and when we say preparing for the worst, we're going behind freelancing, consulting, or going for a passion, or doing whatever it takes to survive. So let's say going for a passion at current stage, if you feel that though it is my passion, but definitely I can't take that immediately because I have lots of a commitment that I need to pay EMIs, this thing, that thing, and all, or doing whatever it takes to survive. That might help me only to survive, but that might not be sufficient for me to meet my commitment. Then definitely I would think of some of the options which could yield revenues, which could yield a salaries or a profits in a span of 2 to 3 months, or I would say 2 weeks to 3 months, minimum 2 weeks to maximum 3 months period of minimum. And which are the proven platforms? Any platform which could yield in recruitment that I would get a weekly billing. Yes, no.
Don't know.
Research.
Okay.
When I started this sourcing sessions, 2 years ago when the COVID has started, just to give back. My wife was also a part of a second batch, and she did learn in this particular session. She completed the complete second batch, and I identified that time this platform, that is visage.jobs, where you need to create your profile and where you need to sign up. Once you sign up, initially you'll have some 10 questions, not 10 questions, they'll give you one of the role, and then you need to identify 10 right profiles and submit. And once they're up to the quality, at least 70 to 80% is what they expect the quality. Once out of 10, 70 resumes are accepted by the reviewer team, they'll onboard you. And once you get onboarded, they'll give you an option to integrate with their ATS, which could show basically if the profile is existing in their database or not. So it's basically a marketplace globally where people come and post their jobs, and you as a recruiter, you can pick up whichever the job you want, and you just have to submit the right profile. Go to LinkedIn, identify the right profile, identify their email IDs, not dummy email IDs, because they have one extension, Chrome extension, which will verify if the email ID is correct or not. Okay, so submit a profile along with the email ID. Submit a right profile along with the email IDs, and you'll be paid $1 for one right submission. And your payouts will happen every week through PayPal. And my wife was earning somewhere around 25,000 immediately in a first, second week of time. $1, $1 US, and the roles are from across the globe. Even India roles are there. You can explore this. So this is the one option to start with.
Okay, how many profiles, like how many requirements we get every day, or like we have to submit as
There
per
are people who made $500 in a day. There are people who made $1,000 in a week. The more you submit, the more profile quality is good, they'll give you more this thing. So immediately they would not give you 10, they would give you 1 or 2 immediately to start with. Once you're submitting the right profile, every week you'll have a call with the whole team. They will say who are the success, means who are on the top, everything, all the contest will be going on in between. Let's say today there's a contest for this particular role. Instead of $1 for a right submission, we'll give you $2. So all those various contests will be going on, and payouts will happen every week. Or is basically a B2B or B2C business to not consumer, I would say. B2B platform. Basically a marketplace. Marketplace for recruiters and companies. And there are recruiters globally. Like if they're saying they have these many recruiters, and I was telling you the story about 2 years back. Now I don't know where they went. 4,000 plus sources, 65 countries, 24 hours to deliver a candidate lead, 5,000 plus roles sourced. So these many roles they have sourced. In fact, Visage has been game changer for our talent acquisition organization. Nearly our entire sourcing efforts goes into the Visage platform, enabling our team to achieve significantly more. Our hiring managers think we are rockstar thanks to the quality of candidates and fast turnaround. So it's a crowdsourcing basically. So yeah, crowdsourcing platform also we can call it. Visage is basically a marketplace for recruiters and companies where companies post jobs and recruiter picks the job post. The job post. No need of contact phone numbers. Phone number well and good, but otherwise contact details with email IDs. For successful submission. When I say successful submission, once you submit those 10 profiles, all those 10 profiles will be reviewed by hiring team, by client team, and they'll shortlist which of the resumes they want. So I've seen people, the submission rate and the acceptance rate was really high, and every week you'll be under review. And based on the more you do good, the better the number of jobs you'll start getting. This is only sourcing platform. You don't even have to talk to candidate. Just source the right profile, submit, and get weekly paid. Does that sound exciting?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Quantum, Siemens, and these are not dummy feedbacks. These are real feedbacks. I've watched them closely. Quantum Scope, Siemens. Okay, just try exploring the platform. They have some extensions also. Otherwise, nobody would spend that heavily on technology also. So they integrate to the client ATS so that we read if the X profile is existing in the client ATS or not. If not, then that becomes a non-duplicate and a qualified resume. And then they have an extension which will identify email ID also. They're doing that much for you. They would not invest that much otherwise. So that's one of a proven job platform, which should help you. This would basically, research is more of crowdsourcing. Research is more of crowdsourcing platform, and I can go make this. On weekly basis. Does that sound interesting? Immediately. So now let's say tomorrow if I go to an interview and if I say, hey, you know what, though I'm searching for a jobs, but these are the jobs I'm also sourcing for. And these are the strategies I used to source this kind of a profiles with their contact details. And this is how I started getting the amount. And this is how I got the exposure to the global sourcing. I was sourcing for roles in Korea. I was sourcing for roles in China. I was sourcing for roles in Pakistan. I was sourcing for roles in Bangladesh. I was sourcing for roles in Europe. I was sourcing for roles in Australia. I was sourcing for roles in which other country. I was sourcing for junior. I was sourcing for senior. I was sourcing for director, whichever the level. Does that sound interesting? And how would this will tell during the interview when you share such kind of examples? Will it give positive impact or a kind of a bias?
Positive impact.
Absolutely. Okay. So that's one, Visage. So that's kind of a proven and tested. Maybe similar to Visage, there might be some other platforms also, not really sure. So Visage. 4.4 rating. And if you do really well, they will hire you for full time also. I'll tell you which person. See, they have raised 77 million USD Series A funding.
So for this message, we don't have to talk with the candidate directly. We have to just source the
No need
CV
to talk.
and
No need to talk. Still, I think these people got full time with research now. No need to talk. Only submit the right profile.
and these guys convert full time as well.
Yeah, they'll observe. If you're really doing well, they'll give you an opportunity for the full time. See, these people all, they got observed. That time the team was pretty smaller, some less than 5-6 people. Now I think it has grown. I'll tell you which was the person who was interacting with my wife. Now my wife left it, then she's a teacher now. But, oh my God, the team has grown big. Rajni? Anyways, let's get back. I think either these two, this person or this person was interacting, but I don't remember the name, neither my wife. But otherwise, that's pretty much successful platform and they have grown big now, we could see. Okay, so that's about Visage 1, which will start help us to get the payments immediately within a week of time, which is more of a crowdsourcing. Another one, Match HR. Okay, familiar face, this one? Dima, if you remember. So they hire globally. So you don't have to go to office, whichever the country you are, you can stay in that country. There would be an interview process of around 2 to 3 rounds. And they do a lot of conferences in the Europes and they have a lot of clients, in fact. You can do a freelancing with them. Andrew, just a second.
So suppose for this matcher, if you want to enroll, they will take interviews for us if we are a good fit for them, also, right? They will take first our interview, right? For suppose if you
They'll
want
take
to
your
work
interview.
for my
They'll take your interview.
as a freelancer.
Yes. Alexandra, right? Okay. Andrea. Remote hiring, embedded sourcing, they have a various plans. We can, in fact, reach out to them and check with them. To whom you can reach out? Yes, this is the company. You can either reach out to Dima or you can reach out to Andrian Goff. Where is this person? Even these people has grown now. Yeah, you can reach out to Dima, who is one of the sourcing specialists. So I had an offer, in fact, from these people. Yes. So again, I've done a customized reach out and they have shortlisted, and I had an interview, even I had an offer. And when I see there's a position for senior intent sourcer, and doing the interview process, I realized that he's the person, Andrew Clough, who's a co-founder. You can actually, in fact, reach out to this person as well. This person or the number of people? matchhr.io. Again, they have an option where they can give you roles, which are basically where you can be a remote recruiter. You can work from anywhere in the globe, and all the payouts will happen on a weekly and monthly basis based on what kind of a plans you're joining. They have a various plans. They have sourcing plans. They have full cycle recruiting plans. So they have a various plans. So once you sign up on their website, or once you reach out to these people and asking for if they have any remote roles, and most of the times they have an opening for a recruiters. So remote embedded talent teams, let's talk. Talent solution fits your need. Talent audit, remote embedded sourcers, learn more. Our sourcer are expert in turning capability. So this is company, and let's see the jobs if they have. Furthermore, lead recruiter, front-end developer. Recruiter roles they have all the time. If they like you, they'll directly hire you on a full-time. Otherwise, they will not say no for a freelancing opportunity. You can check with them also. And then the payouts would happen once the candidate joins, if you're doing a freelancing. So as I mentioned, they have a different plans, sourcing plans, full stack recruiting plan. So you can definitely explore with them what kind of a plan that you wanted to go with. And the best person would be the Andrian Curve, or they'll align some of the people to get aligned with you. That's about the match chart. They have a roles across the globe, and you can be anywhere across the globe. You can work from anywhere on the globe to deliver for their roles, and the support also would be given. What is needed is excellent sourcing skills. Okay, so these two, one from US, one from Europe. Now let's say, is there anything locally? You must be thinking, okay, fine, that is great that we have it, but do we have anything locally? So answer is yes, we have locally, and we have some of the great scaling ones. One is Portable. By Vanish Ritesh Pandey. Even I was one of a kind of an advisor. We do discuss most of the times about the strategies. So this is Portable, which is again a marketplace, which is again a startup from India, started during the year 2017 or 18. And then there are investors from big tech companies behind it. I would not name them. Some of the directors and some of the advisors from who are at the VP and the directorship level. So this company is basically, Spotable is basically again a marketplace between recruiters as well the startups. They do hiring only for a startup to the mid-scale companies. They don't go behind the big tech platforms, big tech company. They basically go for startups as well mid-tech. So they have like 100+ client, blah, blah, blah. And again, as I mentioned, they have a various, how do I get sourcing support from Spotable? Okay, why should I sign up for Spotable as a hiring partner? Okay, so explore this. This is one more option. So this is again, all these Visage, MatchHR, Spotable are basically a marketplace for recruiter. When I say marketplace, a platform where recruiters can sign up, and once they sign up, they could see a jobs which are posted on the platform, like on a Visage, so like on a Spotable here, you can actually see hiring for jobs in a Bangalore. Okay, you can just check those particular jobs. And if you find that particular job is suitable, or there's an internal recruiters in Spotable itself who will give you the particular job to hire or to source for. And again, they also have a multiple plans. Let's say if you need something fixed income plan, what they'll say, okay, fine, we'll give you this much of fixed income. You give me as a this many of a resumes. Or let's say there are some plans where they would say, okay, fine, this is the role. You submit 8 quality profiles who are interested in this particular role. Over there, you need to do the whole interest check. You need to call the candidate. You need to pitch in the opportunity. And if the candidate says, yes, I'm interested, and if you feel that profile is great, once you submit 8 profiles, and if all the 8 profiles are accepted by the client, that client will upfront pay Spotable 15,000, out of which Spotable will pay you around 12,000 upfront. How many ever set of 8 profiles you submit in a week or in a month, that many thousands you make it upfront. Immediately you can start earning within 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, or else if you want to take on a full cycle recruitment, you can take up on a full cycle recruitment where once the candidate gets placed, once they create an invoice, immediately you'll get a 70% of the invoice amount. Let's say you have placed a candidate whose salary is around 40 lakhs. They would bill around 10 lakhs. They would bill a 10% of 40 lakhs. That would be a 4 lakhs. And from 4 lakhs, they would keep 30%. That is 1,20,000. And whatever is left over, 2,80,000, they would give you into your account. So that's about Spotable. That's again a marketplace for recruiters and startups. And it's growing very fast. They're growing in US also now. When we say 252 jobs, they have 252 jobs. So for this, you can connect with Ayush. No need to connect with Ayush also, though they're a part of our groups also. What you can do is like, you just directly sign up. Just sign up, and they have a team of people who would reach out to you immediately within 2 to 3 business days. If they did not reach out to you, let me know. I'll send you the right person contact details. You can directly connect with them. You can refer my name and you can directly call them. In fact, you can sign up on this platform. Immediately they'll reach out to you. They'll help you understand about the various plans, whichever the plan is suitable for you. If you want to start earning immediately, take up that. If you want to wait and take up something big, that take up that, they'll explain you various plans. You can take up that. So that's about a Spotable. Again, this is more or less similar like a Visage, but in Spotable, not just the resume plan, they have a full stack recruiting plans also. And the share is in each and every plan, it's 70 is to 30. 70% will come to you, 30% they'll keep it. 4. Have you heard about Spotable, by the way?
No, Chief, I'm hearing first time.
No.
No.
I have heard it, Shivam.
She is
We were
the
using it in the
founder.
past.
She's the founder of it. They have an office in HSR. Immediately you can start. She was the head talent acquisition at Practo. She has come from basically a great recruitment background. From Flipkart, AOL, Microsoft, Manpower. She has seen the consulting, both the side of the table, consulting and the corporate side of the table. Dinesh, now my wife is not working on a Visage. She's a teacher, but otherwise, if she would have been, then definitely I would have not mentioned. I would have asked her to take a session. But otherwise, you sign up on a Visage. It's pretty much walkthrough. Don't worry about it. It's easy to understand. Just sign up and follow the process, and you'll be able to learn better. Otherwise, we can have a separate session on each of these platform. What we can do is like I can invite people from Visage, MatchJar, Spotable, or whatever we're discussing. I can invite people and have a special session for you on each and every platform. How the platform looks like, what are the opportunities, what are the plans, and then you decide later on where you wanted to pick up, or you wanted to pick up on all, or you wanted to select some 2 best or 3 best and do the work with them. I know each and every founder and a co-founder of these platforms. I'm closely connected with them. So don't worry about it. I can get the people from there, and we can help you to give you the demo on the platform. Does that help, Dinesh?
Yes.
So just sign up, and then you'll have a people. After Spotable, you have something called CYBRE Brex. Just a second. This is the one. So again, they are again similar to Spotable, similar to Visage. Again, as mentioned, we can get a customer to that, have a discussion with them on the same topic. First, we'll be discussing, and then I need to see how they wanted to present that. But again, their platform is also pretty much similar. It's AI-driven. Spotable is also kind of AI-driven. You just go pick up the jobs, you pick up the jobs, and these are the number of countries they are already operating. Pick up the jobs and which are the types of plans you want. I think they also have a multiple plans. They'll be able to help you better. They are definitely ready to give a demo on the platform. And whichever plan you like, just pick up those and start filling the racks. Again, their share is 70:30. Okay, so that is Hirect. All proven platform. Now, I think Kanika just joined and dropped. Kanika Vashwani. She is again one of a startup during COVID, I believe. Women Entrepreneur Network. You can reach out to her as well and just check for freelance opportunities. And they'll be happy to work with you. And just in case if they don't respond, let me know. I'll give the number and then we'll create a connect. Otherwise, I'll also invite her for a demo. So 3, all based out of India: Spotable, Hirect, Jobs, which is just a startup. And in our group, there are a number of agencies, number of people. Like Prashant is one of the person who attended yesterday. He says that whoever completes our sourcing batch completely A to Z, he will offer them without even interview, direct onboarding. based out of US for US hiring, with the salary ranges of around 25-30K for sure, minimum, and plus incentives. Percentage to 30%. We have a number of people from the various agencies who are actually ready to hire you as a full time. If I tell them that you have completed the batches and all, the complete batch. That's the reason we have a test in between. Whoever is clearing with the proper scores, definitely that recommendation would be there for you. And these are the people who are ready to hire you immediately, or at least share the recs with you on a revenue sharing basis. So we have so many, and that too all are proven. MatchHR, Spotable, Ciprex, Venjobs, Visage, and all are more or less same platform. Does that help?
Yes, Shiv, it was very helpful.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we have Visage, we have MatchHR, we have Spotable, we have Ciprex, we have Ven. As I mentioned, I'll also share a Google form in a group. I'll create one Google form in a group, and please fill up that form if you're looking out for such opportunities. I'll curate a message. Please fill up the form if you're looking out for such opportunities. And then for those people who has filled the form, only for those people, we'll have a one-on-one demo session from each one of them.
Sure, Shiv.
Would any of the companies will help us with the job boards or LinkedIn recruiter or sourcing? So all these ones, initially they might not help you, but definitely you need to source from your own sourcing sources. That's the reason we are focused more on sourcing sessions. Once you learn this particular sourcing, you can definitely, you don't really need that paid versions to do a job. Now Spotable, they have a plans, so you need to understand. So again, providing a LinkedIn recruiter from these companies, you need to understand, you need to perform first. Once they gain the confidence that you are performing, and based on that, they'll do that calculation, reverse calculation, if they can invest on you for LinkedIn recruiter or any such licenses. If the answer is yes, then definitely they would go ahead and invest. See, all those are again startups with a span of around 4 to 5 years, and everyone is hungry to grow, and definitely they are ready to help you. As I mentioned, each and every co-founder and founder, I spoke to them multiple times, and that's basically preparing for the worst.
Shivam, I have a doubt. Kirtana on the side. So
Mhm.
Shivam, like, as in like a recruiter or a talent acquisition person, we'll not have all the database access, right? It is provided from the company. So how do we source profiles like for all these portals, like from LinkedIn links will be enough, or we'll have to get the CVs for them?
That's what I'm saying. That's reason our sessions are focused only on non-paid platforms. How do we
Okay.
source from open source platform? Each and every session, right from the beginning to end, is only focused on how do you survive without the paid platform. Do it could be LinkedIn, Naukri, or anything.
Okay.
Okay, that's where our platform itself, our trainings itself are focused on how do we survive without any paid platforms.
Got it. Got it.
And that is the reason, as I mentioned, there are a number of agencies who has realized this and they're ready to onboard you immediately or ready to give you the recs to close on 70-30% basis of revenue once they gain the confidence that you have completed the batch from this particular sessions.
Got it. Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So initially, maybe you might have to struggle a bit to show that quality of profiles, but that's not impossible. We pretty much do that. And that's what, like, we also have this crowdsourcing group, which is going to start soon, where people from the various companies are going to come share a job descriptions with us, and we start submitting the profiles.
Got it.
Okay. So as I
Shiv, for
mentioned,
this, sorry, please tell.
No, please go ahead.
So for this, suppose if you are doing this freelancing, for the email ID that we will have to use for our Gmail ID, or they will provide us?
It depends on company to company, but most of them are not providing. Just in case if you're connecting with the candidate, see, there are various plans. One is resume submission plan. In that, you don't need to talk to candidate. There is a plan where you need to talk to the candidate, where you pick up the phone, talk to candidate, do an interest check, asking that, saying that this is a requirement for the client. And once they're interested, send it to submit in the platform. And once the client picks up, client recruiter is going to call them, client recruiter is going to communicate with them. But just in case, if there is a situation where you need to send an email, you can definitely send it from Gmail. You can say that I'm a freelance recruiter for so-and-so client. And just in case, over a period of time, based on the performance, if you make them convinced that you would be able to do better if you have a company email ID, I don't think they will stop you for that. Research anyway not required. Match HR, they would be open to give. Spotable, they would be open to give. Ciplex, they would be open to give. When jobs, they would be open to give. But again, initial, not immediately, because that includes cost.
So for that, we have to search profile thoroughly through, LinkedIn, for personal LinkedIn, through WhatsApp, references, or any other X-ray method or anything. We have to source profile, because any which way we will not be gonna use the paid portals, right?
Yes. So you complete the whole batch, you're going to learn all those stuffs, and you know from where to source them. You have all the various things covered in this. Even I'm surviving since 2013 without any job portals. Though I have access, but I don't really like working on paid ones.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's about preparing for the worst. But now you tell me, tomorrow we go for an interview after doing all this thing. Things did not work out. We did our best. Then we picked up on something. And tomorrow during the interview, we're saying that, hey, you know what? Though I was not in a job, but I was on a job. And these are the kind of rules which we closed. And this is how we closed. This is how we sourced. By not having an access to any of the databases, but still we got through. What impression does that leave? And who knows, during this process, you might start making more than the full-time job. And there are people who are actually making more than the full-time job.
Right, Shiv.
Hmm?
You are right.
Yeah. In freelancing itself, I've seen a lot of people. It's just that initial stuff, it takes little courage to start, but once you get started over a period of 6 months to 1 year, you don't want to go to full-time job. We never know how it can be. But yeah, there are still options. If nothing works out, there is something. So yeah, that's about breaking the break overall. Whatever it is situation, we are not on the break. Does that help?
Yes, Shiv. It was very helpful.
Yes, Shiv.
All right, that's it for today. So let me know if you have any doubts or questions, or else please feel free to drop. I guess we are 10 minutes over time, but yeah.
No, not as such doubts, Shiv. Thank you so much for today's session. It was very helpful.
All right, thank you.
Now I am ready to break the break.
Yeah, so I'll send out a Google form also. If you're ready to take up that thing, then fill up the form. Then we'll invite one special guest from those companies who can give a demo on their platform, and then you get started.
Right. Cool. Thank you so much for.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Yeah.
Shiv,
Okay.
I was not
Thank
able
you.
to attend yesterday's session. So will I find the link in your YouTube channel?
Yeah. The link I've pretty much shared on each and every group. Which group are you in?
I'm in Sourcing Express group.
Yeah, yesterday I shared the recording. Just check the recording. Just check the group link. Is there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
So whatever we covered yesterday, pretty much we covered today also in a recap, where recap went for almost an hour. So here it is, Sourcing Express, this one. You can just
Got
try
it.
to, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Shiv.
Yeah, please.
Shiv, I just joined this from Sourcing Express. One WhatsApp group link was there. Sourcing Express G2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a different group, or like the other members are added, so the group was
No,
packed, so we
G1
have
is
created.
full. G1 is full, so we have to create G2.
Achha, that's what I have to leave
So
this.
there are almost 20 groups which are full now.
Achha, so I have to leave this. Otherwise
Yeah.
I have to join. Okay, sure.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Anything else, please let me know. Otherwise, feel free to drop out.
So far
Thank you
everything's
for
too
this.
good. Yeah.
Thank you for the session, Shiv.
Sure. Thank you. Bye.